Hey guys, welcome back to MUHBI's Exercise Tip of the Month. Coach Busch here with
Coach Fernando.
And today we're going to be going back into jumps. The first time we did a jump video, it was over vertical plane of motion jumps, so we did a box jump and things like that. Today is going to be our linear plane. All right, so Coach Fernando is going to demo our first jump that we always do to teach people just basically the motor pattern and how to decelerate, because again, a linear plane of jump is a very violent jump on the knee joint, which we'll explain later. So all he's going to do, the band like we talked about before, is wanting to put you into a negative position, which is a knee foldment. So you have to actually drive it out to teach the body the right way to land every time. All right, he's just going to do about a quarter broad jump. So he's not really jumping that far. He's working on owning the landing. That's all I want to see. All right, we go, Fernando. Ready, go. Sink. Ready, go. Good. All right, turn around, Coach Fernando. We'll go back just so you can see it from both angles. Ready, go. Sink. And ready, go. Sink. And reset. Awesome. Now, one thing you guys saw is that he committed to the landing. Most people, when they land, it's just kind of like here, and they're worried about the takeoff, not the landing. The landing is going to be where we get hurt all the times in sport. So as athletes, we got to understand that part of it first before we even get concerned with the takeoff. All right, after that, Coach, what's the next progression for us?
Yeah, after that we can go into a hurdle jump. That way you can kind of get more power into the jump, but it is kind of a little bit more vertical. But with the hurdle, we still want to learn into how to absorb the force going vertical. Just like Coach Busch said, a lot of stuff going forward. So just kind of combat that and make sure they don't do it wrong. We'll go ahead and go a little bit more vertical. Biggest things here are make sure that you go over the hurdle, not around the hurdle. On that landing, it's going to be just like everything else. Boom, nice and strong athletic position, everything being lined up. All right, here we go. So hands are up, and go. Stick. Boom, perfect. Go ahead and turn around. Ready, hands are up. Go. Stick. Boom, perfect. So right there, you noticed he went high, but he also covered distance, right? And that's kind of how we can progress slowly, getting more distance without just doing like a quarter jump where it's very low intensity. That way we can get some good work out of it.
Awesome. All right, and the last thing we're going to do, and then obviously you can progress this a lot. We can go multiple response. We can go weighted, obviously, but if they're not doing these little ones correct, like if the landings aren't clean and they can't own the force they're putting in, or what we call like they're out jumping their strength, meaning like I can't control that far of a jump. All right, you see a lot of bad things happen, which we'll go over here in a second. Then we don't need to progress them anymore. We need to regress them and go back to basics. So the last one of the simplified ones is just a regular broad jump. So Coach Fernando over here. Now it's all about maximizing horizontal force. Well, that's good for in sport. Yes, we have to go up, but a lot of things are horizontal. Think of any sport you can think of. Sometimes it's lateral, sometimes it's transverse plane, a lot of times it's forward, especially if you're a sprinter or acceleration. So broad jumps can help us solve that. So all he's going to do is he can put his hands up. He's applying the same amount of things that we just worked on, except now he's maximizing his horizontal force for whatever he can own in the landing. All right, here we go, Coach Fernando. Ready? Go. Hop, hop, sink. Reset. Good. Okay, we'll come back with it. There we go. Hands up. Ready, go. Hop, hop, sink. And reset. Awesome. You saw second time you did a little bit better job. All right, so common mistakes we'll kind of address real quick. One thing you're going to see most of our athletes do, we kind of address with the band, is when they land, knees buckle, and then come back. Again, that's a lot of force going in an improper plane, improper landing mechanic that is going to eventually lead to too much shearing force that's going to result in injury over time. Other things, when you hear us say out jump their strength, when you see an athlete jump for gold and then their butt goes down, pop up, they're out jumping their strength. They're not strong enough to handle that, so they're having to rebound back up out of the ground versus sticking it. So if you're showing Coach Fernando, the second one, he stuck it, meaning he was able to do that force. He jumped really far. It was probably a maximal jump possibly for him, but he was able to stick and own it. If you can't, then it's just turning into doing broad jumps for no reason. All right, if we can maximize takeoff and then also own the landing, it's a win-win. All right, what are some other things we see, coaches?
While creating force and getting out of there is really important for sport, slowing down and being able to change direction or absorb the force and being able to brake is equally as important. You will see very little injuries on the takeoff or force producing parts, but it's always whenever they have to stop and change direction where it gets really tricky. So the biggest thing here is not being out jumping how well you can land, but making sure that we really stick the landing. We always tell athletes the biggest thing is tipping out as far as you're able to with a perfect landing.
All right, so I think we kind of covered most things. Again, if it's in your program, know why you're doing it. If you're an athlete that's doing it, hopefully the coach is explaining why, and then know that some of these things are going to be very grade schoolish, if you will. Like people are doing this out in the playground and everything like that. It's can you do it well, so that way you can progress and actually get better. Because if you're just broad jumping and every time you drop to the ground, landing improperly, over time that's going to wear on you. It's going to hurt every time, and that's why when people come to us and they're like, I hate jumping, it's probably because they're doing it incorrectly and it is bothering them because of how they're landing. So own the landings, build up from it, and improve your sport.